like to call this meeting open at 7:01. I'll read the statement of compliance. This meeting is being held in conformity to the Open Public Meetings Act. A proper public notice of the meeting has been published in local papers on December 28th, 2013, December 29th, and January 4, 2014, and January 5, 2014. If any board member or member of the public in attendance believes that this meeting is in violation of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Hoboken Board of Education requests that they make this statement at this time. The board wishes to make those in attendance aware that this meeting is being recorded on video and will be broadcast by the board at a later date on cable TV channel 77 and FiOS channel 46. The Hoboken Board of Education is committed to preserving the decorum of the public process and is mindful that we live in the electronic age of computers, cell phones, and other electronic communication devices. Nevertheless, we respectfully request that all meeting participants kindly silence their electronic devices during the course of the meeting, and if use of device is necessary, we ask you to please leave the meeting room and conduct business outside. If you could rise for the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this point, what I'll do is be administering the oath of office to the newly elected board members. So if I could have Mrs. Evans approach with her family. That'd be...
I think so. Okay.
I state your name.
I, Jennifer Evans,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I state your name.
I, Jennifer Evans,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for member of the Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially, and justly perform
all the duties of that office
all the duties of that office
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
according to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's a big decision. Turn around to face the crowd.
Dr. Gold? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. We've been through it a little bit.
I have a bad memory.
I state your name.
I, Leon Gold,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state,
and in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
under the authority of the people, so help me God.
I, state your
I,
name,
Leon Gold,
do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for office of member of Board of Education,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially and justly perform
all the duties of that office
all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability, so help me
according
God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mrs. Sobolov? Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Irene Corman-Sobolov,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and that I will bear true faith
I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and this state,
in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Irene Corman-Sobolov,
Do solemnly swear that
do solemnly swear that
I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
possess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of a Board of Education,
for the office of a member of the Board of Education.
and that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of that office
all the duties of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll now call roll of the new board. Mr. Biancamano,
Present.
Miss Evans. Dr. Gold,
Here.
Mr. Klufel,
Here.
Miss McAllister,
Here.
Miss Mitchell,
Here.
and Miss Sobolov.
Here.
At this point, what I'll do is open for public comments. If you would like to be heard on tonight's agenda items, you can sign in or you can identify yourself now. Or if not, if seeing none, I'll close. Seeing none, open and close. I'll now move, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll now move to the approval of adoption of Code of Ethics. I'll read this for people watching at home and people here today. The members of the Hoboken Board of Education recognize that they hold authority not as individuals, but as members of the board. In order to make a clear public statement of its philosophy of service to the pupils of the district, the board adopts the Code of Ethics. First, I will uphold and enforce all laws, rules, and regulations of the State Board of Education and court order pertaining to schools. Desired changes shall be brought about through legal and ethical procedures. I will make decisions in terms of the education, welfare of children, and will seek to develop and maintain public schools which meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing. I will confine my board action to policymaking, planning, appraisal, and I will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted with those that will be affected by them. I will carry out my responsibilities, not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are running well. I will recognize that authority rests with the Hoboken Board of Education and will make no personal promises nor take any private action that may compromise the board. I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interest or partisan political groups or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends. I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the school which, if disclosed, would needlessly injure individuals of the school and other matters. I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its schools. I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the Chief Administrative Officer. I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties. I will refer all complaints to the Chief Administrative Officer and will act on the complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution. The board shall see that all members of the board receiving training and understanding and adhering to this code of ethics and shall discuss it annually at a regularly scheduled public meeting. Each member shall sign documentation that he or she has received a copy of it and has read and understood it. Thank you. At this point, if I could have a motion on the adoption of the Code of Ethics.
Motion.
Second.
Irene.
And the second was
Irene.
so, Mr. Sim-
There's three of us. You can have it, Irene.
Mr. Biancamano,
Aye.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Dr. Gold,
Yes.
Mr. Klufel,
Yes.
Ms. McAllister,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
and Ms. Sobolov.
Yes.
Motion carries. At this point, I will open the nominations for president. I'll open the floor. Yes.
I nominate Leon Dole for president.
The
I
second that?
second.
Jean Marie can have
And the second was?
that. Jean Marie.
Any other nominations? Seeing none, I will close the floor. And I will call roll on the presidential nomination for Dr. Gold. Mr. Biancamano,
No.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Dr. Gold,
Yes.
Mr. Klufel,
Yes.
Ms. McAllister,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
and Ms. Sobolov.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Let me get your sign back.
Get my son, all right. What would I do without this, right? Thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to now do nominations for vice president.
Mr. Chair? I'd like
Yes.
to nominate Ruthie for Vice President. I would like to nominate Ms. McAllister for Vice President.
Second?
I second.
Okay. Good. So let's have a vote. Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
Seeing none?
None.
Mr. Biancamano,
No.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Dr. Gold,
Yes.
Mr. Klufel,
Yes.
Ms. McAllister,
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
and Ms. Sobolov.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, what I'd like to do now is ask for a consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chair, there's
Yes.
items such as approval of committees. I guess we're going to do that later on, or?
I did get it out of order. We'll do the committees afterwards. Why don't we just do this first?
And so-
And then I'll do the committees.
I see.
So there's a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, please call the vote.
Mr. Biancamano,
Aye.
Ms. Evans?
Yes on everything, but abstain on 314.
Mr. Klufel?
Yes.
Dr. Gold?
Yes.
Ms. McAllister?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes.
And Ms. Sobolov?
Yes.
Did I fail to call anyone? Did I get everyone?
No,
think we're-
you got everybody.
It passed, so the agenda passed. What I'd like to do now is talk about the committees. I would like to make a motion that we're going to keep all the committees that we currently have, and I'd like to also have a formation of a communications committee whose goal will be to make outreaches to the public through town hall meetings and through publications and through other means that can get the community more to, we can hear what they're saying and they can understand what we're doing. What I like to do with the committees is that if you're currently on a committee, you're still on the committee. If there's a committee where there's an opening, please send me an email by tomorrow if you'd like to be on that committee, and then a decision will be made on what the committee will consist of. So I guess there's a motion on the floor to have a finance committee, to have a governance committee, to have an athletics and performing arts committee, to have a curriculum committee, to have a communications committee, to have a wellness committee, to have a facilities, technology, and transportation committee, and to have a communications committee. So that's the motion. Is there a,
Can I ask a question?
yes?
So if we want to make a change or want it to be considered for one of the committees, we do that via email? I think that's how we...
Send me an email by
we used to do
tomorrow,
it.
yes.
That's if you don't want to be on the current committee and want to make a change, correct, to another committee?
You could still be, and I hope everybody who's on their committee will stay on their committee, but if you also want to be on another committee, please send an email to that extent, yes.
Okay. So tonight, we're just voting on the actual committees, not who's on them and
We're
not.
not voting on who's on the committee, we're
Right.
voting on what committees there will be.
I see.
And
Okay.
by Friday, you'll get an email saying who is on what committee. Anybody want to make a motion for this?
Motion.
Second.
Okay.
Call roll.
Please.
Mr. Biancamano?
Aye.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Dr. Gold?
Yes?
Mr. Klufel?
Yes.
Ms. McAllister?
Yes.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes.
And Ms. Sobolov?
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Motion carries.
Do we have to vote on the meeting schedules, or what else do we have to?
Well, my understanding was you did that with the consent agenda?
Okay,
The whole
good.
thing. Yeah, we did it.
Okay, is there a public portion? Is there anybody signed up?
No, there's not. Anyone present that'd like to
Anybody want to
speak?
Does anybody want to talk? Anybody on the board? Please.
I'd just like to congratulate Jennifer Evans on deciding to running for board and joining us as a trustee. It's a time commitment, but it's a rewarding commitment. And as a citizen of Hoboken, I thank you for your service, and also to Leon and Irene, thank you for taking on another 3 years. It's very much appreciated by me, as I'm sure the community.
Yes, please. Do I have to sign up? No.
No.
Yes, you have to go to the
No, you have to go to the
podium.
podium.
Name and address, too.
Punishment,
If you could just state your name and address would be great, too. Thanks.
Teresa Howard, 1120 Garden Street. I just want to say thank you to everybody up there for running and for participating and being involved, because I know it's such a time commitment, and I know it's such an unsung job that you guys do up there, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that all you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
I wanted to say welcome to Jennifer, too, and I know that she was a parent sitting in the audience like a lot of us were, and I just wanted to acknowledge there's a lot of parents in the audience tonight, and I wanted to say thanks for coming out. It's a really, really cold night, so I appreciate, I think it's great when the parents are interested and involved and come even on such a night like this, so welcome to Jennifer, and thanks for coming out.
Anybody else? I'd like to thank all the new, and all the returning board members. Again, I'd like to talk to the people of Hoboken and say thank you for the support of the entire board. And please, we do need your help. We do need your comments. We do need your participation. And I hope this will be a wonderful new year. So I make a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Second.
Yeah?
Aye.
It's done.